Hi, welcome to the Illumination Lady channel. Here you'll find timeless messages that is meant for you the minute you click on it. My intention here is to share messages from the source to you with truth and clarity for your highest of good. The messages are here and the choice is yours. Today we'll be focusing on your expansion path ahead, and that's focused on spiritual expansion. So get ready, relax, and take a few deep breaths to calm yourself down. And slowly, when you are ready, allow your heart to guide you to that one card that is meant for you today. Is it pile number 1, number 2, or number 3? Once decided, grab your tea, your dog, or your cat, or both. Click on the chapter link below in the description box to receive your messages. See you there. Hello, welcome to your reading pile number 1. Today's focus question is your expansion path ahead. We're going to be exploring how can you be of service and messages and advice from your Ascended Master Teacher and the blessings your Ascended Master Teacher would like to give you. Okay, so let's start. In terms of how you can serve. Ooh, okay. Wow. King of Angels is basically like the King of Swords. Here it says the peaceful warrior. There is a better way to be of service than to always fight all the time. This requires you to be like an ambassador of clarity and of truth, no more confusion. So this is the kind of role that you'll be playing out. Someone who helps people clarify all confusions and bring them to a state where, well, not bring them, you teach them, you show them the path to being a peaceful warrior. Oh, 8 of Angels, 8 of Swords, confusion. The type of service that you do has to do with helping people who are overly analytical, have a lot of mental confusion. So your role here is to help them see the truth, see with clarity. And so they will not be stuck in the cycle of reasoning too much, a lot of mental draining situations. And then you help people to initiate a completely new beginning. What I'm getting here is that pile number 1, the way of how you be of service is you're not only just clearing the path for them to see clearly, but you're also teaching them to let go. You're teaching them to not be so overly relying on mental reasoning too much. It's almost like you are teaching them how to get in touch with their feminine side, into their flow, into their receptivity. Because in this type of energy is very much like they're fighting aggressively a lot. It's very masculine energy focused. But we're here, the beginning, like a new chapter for them, the initiation is for them to get in touch with their feminine, with their intuition, and for them to open up their heart and bloom. So that's the nature of your work. Let's see more what they can say. Ooh, okay, Queen of Stars. You help them get in touch with their own intuition for sure. You're helping them accept their own quietness, their own feminine energy, their own flow. You're also teaching them and showing them how to initiate the spark, that spark of passion, of creativity within them as well. Because you see here, their heart is illuminated, and then their mind is clear. They have a sense of like where to go and how to shift towards and how to physically move towards their dreams and their passion. You're also awakening their brilliance, their sense of charm, them opening up to connecting with people. Yeah. Wow. Okay. What I'm getting the mental vision here is like they were once behind this little box or this metal wall over here. Okay. This metal wall that they have because of this old way of being that has to do with how the way of how they grew up, how the society, how social standards are confining them, but then you help them see the truth and they break free themselves, okay? They break free themselves from that limitation, and they found their own inner light and where the directions they want to go towards. Wow. Six of Trees. This is like coins energy. You're also showing them how to receive. You're showing them how to connect their dreams into the physical earth. If you're someone who do energy work, and you're teaching someone or showing someone who's also on the path, okay, could be that they're more advanced students, is that you're teaching them how to stabilize the energy, bring energy from source and grounding it down to the earth, and they're more they have more sustainability to continue their work, but in a very different angle that does not require self-sacrifice. It has more to do with being alignment with their truth and who they really are, and knowing where they are, like in terms of their cultivation level. Yeah. And it's also teaching them how to open their heart to receiving abundance. Okay. There has been limitations with the old world in terms of how people be of service, where they have to self-sacrifice to the point that they cannot receive abundance. But you see that kind of old world thinking, even in the spiritual circle, okay? You have the ability to help them break free or show them that that is not the truth, and help them to find the answers within themselves that is keeping them from their abundance. Oh, wow. Ace of Trees. Oh, we just talked about abundance. Here it is. The word says abundance. Oh, okay. So this also is linked with your past experience as well on pile number 1, where you may be someone who used to be in this kind of situation and you shifted through all of this process, and you have already completed that cycle of bringing the merge between the old world and the spiritual world together, and you have found the balance of both together and found a way to sustain yourself. So you're able to help share that frequency and share the knowledge and share the path and the way to see things, to help people align with that more, so that they can bring abundance in terms of material abundance into their life. And it kind of sparks hope for them, and it's very tangible for them to be able to access. So yeah. Wow. Strength. Your work also has to do with helping people find a strength within themselves, not through the way of force, okay? Not through the physical force and the internal wars, is not that. It's finding the balance between the ego self, and the higher self, like within, okay, the truth within, and versus the ego, like finding harmony within, and accepting that they're both gonna be there forever because you're human, and being able to help them find a place for their purpose in a way where everybody works together in harmony towards the highest purpose. For example, okay, the ego is there to like help us survive, help us protect our physical body and all that stuff, okay? Sometimes if you let the ego run out of hand, okay, they just go overboard with like overprotective, and you may like entertain the negative thoughts so much to the way that you kind of like how do you say, like freeze yourself at a certain state, and then you can't expand. Yeah. So this is where you could come in, and you know how to manage the ego. You know why it's functioning the way it is, and you do not let that function override you, because the truth, the higher self within you, know what the hell is going on. And so the higher self, the version of you who is very wholesome, will come in and be able to like soothe the ego, says, okay, look, you're going overboard, okay? We know where we're going, we know where we're heading, okay? And this is how we move together in harmony. That kind of strength. Okay, that is a kind of strength that you can help people see the breakthrough of their own limitations. It's the kind of way of how you can be of service to people who comes to you for help. Okay, how number one. Now let's see what your ascended master would like to tell you. Their messages and advice. Okay, these are very tiny cards. I'm going to read. Every morning you are born again. What you do today matters the most. Okay. That has to do with balancing the strength. This is pretty much very literal, right? Every day is a new day. What you do today, what you choose to do now is what matters. Negative thoughts and tensions are like birds. We can't stop them from flying near us, but we can stop them from making a nest in our mind. That is basically confirming what we have just talked about, mastering our ego. That is the inner strength. You can't change how people feel about you, so don't try. Just live your happy life. New beginnings. Be very focused about yourself. You're not here to please anyone because your frequency is very rare from the mass population out there, okay? If you try to please anybody else, I know that's from the old frequency, and you know that it's not a very aligned energy. What you're doing is you're going to fill this hole that is just never ending, okay? You only meet the people who want to work with you at a space when they are ready to receive and when they are open to receiving. Because if you try to change yourself for other people, the ones who refuse to change, what you're doing is you're really just burning your you're burning your spiritual energy for no reason. There is no need for you to try to prove yourself and to prove a point, okay? Because they are obviously not at the same path as you. Life and time are the world's best teachers. Life teaches us the use of time, and time teaches us the value of life. That is very true. What I'm getting here is that, coming back to what I was just saying, right? You do not have to prove yourself to the world. And what the world deem as success is not really relevant anymore to what you are doing, because what you're doing is way beyond that level. And sometimes people are just not ready to meet you at that level because they're still very attached to whatever it is that is limiting them and also serving them, and they want to be there, right? So you have to allow them and allow time to do its job for them, and when they are done with that, they will come meet you at your energy space in terms of what you can offer. Okay. Prayers is when you talk to the universe. Meditation is when you listen to the universe. Yeah, so here's a great reminder from your Ascended Master that you gotta communicate with the universe, and you also need to listen to the universe. Maybe you're so busy with your projects that you forgot to do that sometimes. So please get to that. Silence is the best answer to someone who doesn't value your words. Okay, basically what we have just said. Okay, again and again and again. Sometimes people are not ready to meet you, so you don't have to keep repeating yourself to people who are not ready to receive it. Also, at the same time, if you find yourself repeating yourself over and over again when the certain someone is keeping asking you the same thing again and again and again, do know that the way they're behaving, that's because they are still in a fearful state. They do not have clarity, or they're still confused, okay? So you just really, really gotta let them be, because you have said whatever you needed to say, and let them process it, let them digest it themselves, okay? If you keep feeding into that kind of behavior when they are just asking questions because they are afraid, you are doing them a disservice. You have to allow them to slowly experience what they need to experience and let things unfold. It's the most compassionate thing you can do for the student to wake up, okay? The problem is not the problem. The problem is the incredible amount of overthinking you are doing with the problem. Let it go and be free. Pretty much straight to the point, right? Yeah. Sometimes when people do energy healing work, they really want to solve people's problem, but you have to understand that that is not the purpose here. The purpose is we come in, we share the frequency and the message, and the rest you have to let them take accountability and let them honor their own season and let them bloom and grow in the way according to divine timing. Okay? That's for them. And now for yourself, okay? Do not try to overthink and overcomplicate things. That is what is holding back your energy, okay, from bringing abundance. So let that go. Last one. Don't be impressed by money, followers, degrees, and titles. Be impressed by kindness, integrity, humility, and generosity. So basically, what I'm getting here is anything that has to do with too much of the old world perception of what success is not going to get you far. It's the kindness, integrity, humility, and generosity frequency that will get you far in life, in your work, okay? So we shift towards that. Now let's see what blessings your Ascended Master Teacher have for you. Ooh, this is very exciting. Ooh, willpower, achievements, success and progress, prosperity, ambition, courage, and fortune. Things are looking pretty good in the horizon. 1818, new beginnings and strength. Definitely. You have to keep focused, okay, about where you're going and believe in your own strength. Have a lot of confidence in yourself. If you do not believe in yourself, who is going to believe in you, right? You are shifting towards the new era, the new level, a new 0.2 world, okay? So you have to be very perseverance with yourself, okay? Have willpower to move forward no matter how hard it is. If you're tired, you rest. If you gotta work, then you gotta work, okay? Everything approach with balance, but have the willpower and the focus to move forward. Hold your vision. Wow. Yeah, change is definitely coming. 5 is all about change, right? 1 is the new beginnings. So manifestation, abundance, your dreams, everything is looking very positive. It's coming towards you. It's like a reconfirmation about the spiritual abundance, okay? And what you're truly meant to do. Everything is coming towards you. All the things that you need, that's needed and necessary and required, is coming towards you, so you don't have to worry about that. You just need to focus on balancing. Focus on balancing your earthly duties and focus on balancing your spiritual duties, okay? Pile number 1. Drama alert. Stay away from the old energies, okay? When we say stay away, it doesn't mean to avoid all the time, okay? Because things are going to happen really fast for you, and sometimes you may feel like, oh, I can't catch up, because you're still in between the kind of like shedding of the old perception and belief of what success is, or what stability is, or what love, or whatever it is that meant for you in the old way, that you deep down in yourself, you know that it's limiting, and you deep down in yourself that it's kind of holding you back. Okay, whatever that old drama is, you gotta let it go. Okay, you take deep breaths and you focus inward and really reflect. Okay, really reflect on what is it that you truly need, that's necessary for your long-term growth, for your ascension progress. Okay, and yeah, it can be very uncomfortable sometimes. Okay, that's where the internal drama happens. Okay, but believe in your own strength. Focus on your growth. Ooh, release. We just talked about that, right? The ascension process. So there's going to be a lot of release, okay? The ending of old things, old belief, old situations, okay? And through that requires you to be very focused on balance. You may need to reflect your old karmic life cycles and everything related to that, And once you're done with that, know that there's going to be success. There's definitely going to be huge transformation for you because you're stepping into a bigger shoe, a higher level of work, okay? So doors are opening. You're facing significant changes, reviewing your life as a series of cycles. Embrace the transition. Yep, fresh new beginnings is Judgment Day, guys. Move forward. All of this is needed, necessary, required. Blessing. You trust me, these are blessings because these are very rich experiences that will be helpful for you and your spiritual work. Swift action. Yeah. You're going to the expansion. Focus on your ultimate goals, which we talked about here, okay? There will be financial improvement. All the resources are coming towards you. You have to stay focused, okay? And take swift actions. When we say swift actions, okay, we mean swift aware actions, not swift reaction actions, okay? Not the ones that you're reacting out of fear, not those actions. No, 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 no. We're talking about the one that where you're in the state of very empowered, where you are still and you have clarity. That kind of swift actions when you know on instinct, bam, that's the thing you got to do, that's the thing you got to do, okay? There is no ounce of state of confusion or fear in that. Wow, great shift. There's a lot of ones here. New beginnings, and 2 is all about balance, transformation, spiritual awakening. We have just said ascension, guys, expansion, fulfillment. Okay. Well, what can I say? Great shift for you. Open your mind to new possibilities. Allow yourself to explore new avenues. The world around you, your reality here, okay, is aligning to your intentions, supporting your growth and your dreams. Yep. Expansion. What can I say? Expansion, guys. Lucky shirt. The way towards expansion has to do with you wearing the energy of love, of peace, of hope, of optimism. And you being accountable of your own progress and creativity. What can I say? It's very straightforward, guys. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Wow. Great blessings are coming towards you. Wow. See what happens when you're being of service. The spirit world really takes care of you. Self-love, boundaries, needs, and positivity, wisdom. Expansion, you gotta let go, okay? You nurture yourself by honoring your own needs, your own desires, and your boundaries. And let go of old weights, okay? Your spirit is expanding all areas of your life. So you gotta embrace the big love, the opportunities, or the job that's coming towards your journey. Yeah, because you are shifting to a new era, guys. Most importantly, slow down, okay? Slow down, this means watch your energy level, okay? If you are tired, rest. If you're in the energy, you feel like, oh, I'm excited, I have the battery to work, then you go for it. So this is really about stability. You're focusing on pacing yourself, okay? Everything for you to shift into this new era, into this new 2.0 world, has to do with you being balanced, okay? So pay attention to your physical health, your surrounding, and the people around you, and communicate. Keep healthy boundaries, okay? Everything go at middle path. The way how Buddha approaches everything is through stability, through balance, everything, not too much, everything in balance, okay? There's no polar, there's no extreme anymore. Everything at pace, okay? Pal number 1, I hope this reading is helpful for you. If this reading resonated, subscribe, like, share your experience below. This is a group reading, a collective reflection energy, okay? If you want clarity on your personal situation, focus solely on you, your energy, and your path forward without noise, you can book a private psychic, intuitive, and channel guidance session with me at www.illuminationlady.com. If you're ready for deeper restoration and energetic realignment, you can also book a Maitreya Ascension Energies Healing session online with me at www.illuminationlady.com. Pal number 1, I wish you happy and expansion and the best of luck, okay? Take care and blessings. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. Today's focus question is your expansion path ahead. We will first begin to see how can you be of service. All right, so let us begin. Pile number 2. Okay, how you can be of service here. So what I'm getting here is you help people bloom. You assist people with expansion. Yeah, expansion of their transitioning. Actually, it's pretty much linked to the first reading that we did previously. Everything that you experience, you can help others in that aspects of when they are elevating and when they are like transitioning to the next level of energy field for their next era chapter kind of a thing. And that transition is definitely not easy, and sometimes it may feel lost. So you have this ability or this way, because you're experienced in how you can support people during their expansion, because you are the proof. You have bloomed through that transition already. Seven of Trees. Isn't that a beautiful card? Seven of Trees here means Seven of Pentacles. So you can also be helping people who are going through a lot of, like they have a lot of choices, like a lot of potential paths that they could be focusing on in a way that has to do with them expanding financially, or anything that's related to physical, tangible items, right? It could be that about business related, or they're healing service related. There are so many ways that they can expand. So you could probably be able to assist them in kind of narrowing down, or you throw questions at them that which one is really suitable for them. You're not the one like deciding for them, of course. They have to decide themselves. But because during the period of transition, people have going through this a lot of self-questioning about like how they would like to expand. They have so many ideas and ideologies about how they want things to be played out perfectly. So this is where you could come in and kind of like kind of give them questions for them to reflect on, and kind of shake them out of their ideal fantasy, face reality more, that kind of situation, right? So you help people in clarifying what kind of a potential path that is open, so they could like have more focused energy in their shift. Yes. More for, yeah, okay. So we're just talking about like narrowing down which project or what kind of expansion they're looking forward towards. And then you could also help them in terms of building that type of stability. When we talk, Four of Trees is like Four of Coins, right? Everything's about stability. Everything is like you're building the foundation and you're slowly growing it. It is something that is gonna take some long time, a lot of repetition, a lot of determination, resilience, and what is the word for it? Discipline. Yes, the word is discipline. So you would be able to give them guidance regarding to how to build that stability, because you have already done that before. Okay, and this type of stability that they're building is pretty much in alignment with their next highest expansion. Okay, 10 of I love this. You see here it says hoarding. Because people are going through expansion, right? And definitely you've gone through this, right? So, oh, and it's another tree. Okay, sorry, I digress. So with the 10 of Stars here is like 10 of Wands, right? This is going through a process of them literally shedding all the old way, all the old ideas of how things should be done. These are all these old way of doing things, thinking, beliefs, and that's just not in alignment with their expansion path. These are like you're hoarding the old things, the old way of being, because you're scared I mean, they are scared. They feel these are their comfort zone. These are their comfy blankets, their safety blankets. So in order for them to rise, for them to elevate, okay, they only can take what is needed, necessary, and required, and that is truly needed and in alignment with their expansion. See, once they let these go, these 3 stars rises, and then it brings to here. A strong, bright tree, and that's easier to maintain. Okay, and build stability. Less is more at this point. You've gone through that, so you can help people to be more grounded and letting go of things. Not that you're helping them let go, you're pointing out some things, and you're holding space for them to bring awareness to what really doesn't serve them. That kind of situation. Okay, power number 2. Okay, see, we have just said that you are not there to save anyone. You are there only to witness. See, like the watcher. Your eyes of truth, seeing through all, I hope there's a better word than bullshit, but like seeing through all the illusions, or you see the patterns that this person is playing out. You can see like, okay, they are reacting, they're saying these things because they are actually fearful of something, they feel uncomfortable, blah, 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 blah. The truth. You see the truth of what is happening. And your role is not like you have to pull away their safety blankets and stuff, but you're just there to witness and hold space and say what you need to say, and kind of just wait for them to wake up on their own divine timing, right? Because you have the power of clarity to see through all the conflicts. Yeah, all the conflicts that they're experiencing, so many ideas that they have, and some of them might not even be grounded or realistic, so that's your superpower. Next, 3 of stars. Wow. And with that, we see 3 of stars. 3 stars here, and here's 3 more stars. Okay. So 3 of stars, like 3 of wands, right? So once they kind of like gone through the process of like selecting and narrowing down what they want to focus, right? You kind of guide them or give them inspiration to start the engine, to spark. Okay. Because they gone through all this process of shedding and stuff, and you see through all like the truth. You help them identify, well, not that you're saying it, but you just hold the space, and they come to their awareness, they come to their own realization, what kind of path, what kind of creativity that they want to express in their highest expression for their next era, what is their next level of spiritual expression, even in terms of how they want to serve. So their light becomes brighter. And here you got Queen of Trees. So once they go through this process, in the end, what happens is that you are kind of walking along with them just by emitting your frequency and just asking questions and witnessing and just kind of allowing them to bloom on their own divine timing. Towards the end, you help them become their own strong Queen of Pentacles. What this really means, okay, is that the person becomes self-sufficient. They experience more softness, more harmony within themselves, and they go into a period of self-nurturing even more. Because during the transition is not very smooth, right? And then it's sometimes with resistance, your masculine energy might come out even more because you're fighting. Because of your presence, you're able to kind of keep them more stabilized in a little bit. Yeah, and for them to find their own way into their own nurturing state. So sort of like they learn to become their own mother. They're more in touch with their feminine energy, and they know they will learn how to care for themselves even more. Yeah, because everything here is possible in the process of self-compassion and self-love. You can only serve if you know how to serve yourself first in terms of self-love and self-care on all aspects, right? The physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. Once you're a full cup, then you're able to serve others. So you have walked through all that process, and you're just basically kind of like repeating the experience in terms of frequency, and because you have witnessed that before, you kind of know what's going to happen. You're just kind of like there, and they just feel like, okay, more reassured that they got this. So they don't think they're going crazy kind of a situation. Yeah, so it's just your presence is very like nurturing and very like motherly, because you're a blooming, you're a blooming flower. In the end, they will learn how to be a blooming flower themselves. Yeah, so that is how you can serve. So now let's move on to what your Ascended Master Teacher would like to share with you in terms of advice. Number 1, don't wait for someone to bring you flowers. Plant your own garden, decorate your own soul. Well, you have done that before. That is a message of reminder that everybody is on this path, who are on this path, they are all very self-responsible, okay? They need to take accountability of cultivating their own awareness, their own energy, their own spiritual growth. Yeah, and their own livelihood too. Next it says, when thinking about life, remember this: no amount of guilt can solve the past, and no amount of anxiety can change the future. Yeah, this pretty much has to do with the transitioning process, because when someone's going to transition, these are some of the things that they can experience, right? All the regrets, all the guilt that they have about the past, and all the future anxiety. Most of the future anxiety has to do with, are they on the right path or doing the right things, blah, 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 blah. Those kind of things. That is not helping, because what truly matters is right now in the present time. So here is about like focusing on the present. And I understand that sometimes it's out of reflex, that because we have been down that path and we know better, we kind of want to step in and give the other person a hand, and sometimes we may cross the line too much. So you have to be patient and understand that they need to go through the certain path that they need to go to for them to have their own realization, their awakening. So be present, hold your frequency, and allow these people to grow on their own time. You just be the witness, okay? You're not there to save anyone. When you find no solution to a problem, it's probably not a problem to be solved, but rather a truth to be accepted. Exactly what we have just said, right? Just have to accept the truth that this is part of the process I need to go through, because you went through it, and once you came out of it, you're blooming beautifully. Who are you to take away the opportunity for them to bloom into a beautiful flower, right? So don't try to rescue. Don't try to save. Just hold the space and the frequency. You be you. They will wake up with your frequency as support, okay? Next. Don't get upset with people and situations, because both are powerless without your reaction. Yep. Don't entertain what's not in alignment with your frequency, because when you're letting those situations, people go, they of course are going to react, because there's no energy to feed them. That's part of the process. Happiness does not depend on what you have or who you are. It solely relies on what you think. And that is really just you being you. You upholding your frequency, you keeping your energy clean, bright, vibrant, strong, solid. Okay? Because frequency will affect people around you. If you are in a positive and high vibration state, that's what's going to be sent out to your reality and the people who are around you seeking for your help, okay? At the end of the day, you will be at peace, because your intentions are good and your heart is pure. Intentions are very important in your work that you do, and especially when you're of service. So focus on good intentions. In the end, only 3 things matter: how much you loved, how gently you lived, and how gracefully you let go of things not meant for you. This is a very, very good advice that you can share with your students or your clients who come to ask for your help. This is pretty much very inward focused for people to find their own inner peace and harmony and self-nurture. Sometimes it is very hard to move on, but once you do, you will realize it was the best decision you have ever made. Yes, and you have done that before, again and again and again. When we're doing ascension focused work and spiritual development, every day we're making choices. Every day, every single moment, we're always choosing. So be comfortable with always choosing. And each time you choose, that is a better path for you. Yeah. You will realize it's the best thing you've ever done. And that is something everyone will have to go through. Now, let's see what blessings from your Ascended Master Teacher have for you. There's a lot of blessings. First one, good luck. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's flowing. Spirit guide, progress, justice, structure, discipline, roles, and process. You're on the right track. Spiritual guides are supporting and encouraging you to do your best. Success is within your reach. Stay observant of your surroundings and communicate clearly. Trust that everything will fall into place as it should. Wow. That is very good. That is a very, very good blessing for, especially when you're doing this line of work too. Energy levels. Wow. Okay, 2121. What I'm getting here has a lot to do with you. Focusing on balance of your own inner masculine and feminine energy within you. Be your own mother. Take care of yourself. Here it says, do not overextend yourself. Guard your energy to stay focused. Because when your energy is low, that is where things become more exhausting. So be careful of that. Endless cycles. Okay. So the gist of what I'm getting from this card is that because you have been through this whole transitioning process, right? And people coming to you, they're also going to be sort of like echoes of the past that you have experienced before. So keep your boundary clear. Sometimes the energy may kind of like pull you a little bit. So maintain your energy, your boundaries, and understand that always like focus on the truth. It can sometimes like feel exhausting and limiting, but this is also part of the growth process, okay? It's important that you decide to live authentically for yourself and embrace your own passion. So whatever cycles that comes to you, be it in the form of situations in life, your clients, your students, or whatsoever, maintain your awareness. Always choose the better path. Always choose the middle path, the path of harmony, the path of empowerment, the path of truth. Okay? This is still test of transformation. It is up to you. Well, there's good fortune for sure. It's a destiny, it's faith. Even if it seems like you're not making any meaningful progress, trust that you're moving in the right direction. Seeing this number is a sign that everything will work out in your favor and your dreams are about to come true. So believe in the process and stay positive. Okay, so I like to clarify this a bit, okay? When we're doing this type of work, it's not It's not going to be something like everybody's going to be ringing your door every single day. Your slots are full. It doesn't work that way, because you also need your time to cultivate your energy and your own important things that you need to do. Spirit will only send, the universe will only send people who matches the frequency that you have, as in that there is potential for them to reach the gap, right? And that there is something for you to learn from them as well. So if it seems that nothing's happening, that means it's time for you to focus on your regular practice, on yourself, or like reflection whatsoever. If people come, then you just, okay, do your job. Okay, just because like nothing's happening, like it's not like fully booked and so busy like that, it doesn't mean that there is nothing happening. There is always something happening. It's just about you choosing what you want to do, about the time that is given to you. There is always space for us to grow. There is always space for us to take better care of yourself. Okay, so with, let's say, free time that you have, what's the better choice that you can make? That's why it says it's up to you. Triple eight, a lot of power, personal power here. There is definitely abundance, prosperity, strength, harmony, confidence, wealth. Oh, even epic romance is coming. All that is good and pleasant in your life are about to multiply. Prosperity, keyword. Your surroundings will treat you with admiration and respect. Use your personal power for the greater good. Yeah, pretty much straightforward. What can we say? Prosperity is coming towards you. Because, okay, and that is because you have done that work, and you're continuing to integrate, you're continuing to be responsible for your energy, responsible for your practice, responsible for your cultivation. That's why things that's needed, necessary, and required for your prosperity is being sent to you by your spirit team. Okay? Readjustments, overcoming obstacles, soulmates, romance, affection, support, comfort, renewal, and reconnection. Oh, okay. So there are some new opportunities coming your way. Your self-control is strong enough to set things right. New romantic or platonic friendship is on the horizon, along with opportunity to reconnect and start anew with someone from your past. Trust that everything will fall into place as you embrace these positive changes. Okay, so perhaps some of you may be reluctant to connect romantically or have very deep friendship with people because you're afraid of merging. Do know that you have shifted. You are a more level up version of yourself. You have better awareness and better boundaries. And if opportunities like these kind of connections come in, don't close your door. Okay, be open, because just treat it as a new way of self-training about your boundaries and about contain your own energy at the same time, so you do not limit your energy flow. Yeah, that kind of a thing. Okay, and trust that maybe these people have also evolved to some level already, that they could match your frequency or your way of being even. Who knows, right? There's only one way to find out, and that is to try. Act on your idea. Fortune is on your side, and with wise judgment, you can achieve your goals. Now is the perfect time to reach new heights. Recognize the pattern and act on your potential. When we say recognize this pattern, right, and act on your potential, it also means that if you recognize that some old pattern is coming up, you just observe it, let it go, and switch to a more aware, better choice. And that would be things that supports your potential, your dreams, your plans of expansion, whatever it is. Okay, do know that your opportunities, your ideas can happen really fast. Okay, this is manifestation energy coming in. So you have to be very focused and practical about how you're going to action it out and what is the result that you are looking for. Okay, it's not like blindly planting seeds everywhere. This is a garden you are tending to. Okay, so be very clear about what kind of actions, and you be very aware of the amount of energy and time that you have and what you want to do. The eye candy. Oh, take a break to enjoy fresh air or gather with friends with a delightful time. Oh, okay. Appreciate the natural beauty around you, waiting to be discovered. You may soon start something new. Oh, you may soon start an exciting new project or enjoy a charming date. Use your charisma to connect with others and create meaningful interactions wherever you go. That's very cute. Eye candy. So you're you're being blessed with charisma and a lot of positive energy, and people are drawn to you is what I'm hearing. It's what I'm seeing. And you can enjoy the enjoyable things on earth as well. If you're just so focused on working all the time, you kind of burn out, right? So kind of go out and just flaunt your beauty and just flaunt your playfulness and just be you. Playfulness is also very important, yeah, for your own self health. Oh, spiritual awakening, new beginnings, personal growth, embracing creativity, finding your path, inner peace, and transformation. You're entering a new phase in your spiritual journey. While it may feel like dark night of the soul, know that this is part of your awakening. You're on the path to enlightenment. I'm not sure about enlightenment, man. Enlightenment is like Buddha level. I would just say your next path of ascension, okay? And this is challenging period will soon pass. Trust in the process of growth and transformation. Yeah, I think the awakening part is also when you're guiding others, when you're also being of service. Sometimes you may have self-doubts coming up, like the old thoughts and self-doubts, and maybe you're overworking yourself, you're tired, right? So once again, okay, self-care, a lot of self-love, for like be very aware about everything that you do. Awareness is key, okay? This is a period where like you need to kind of stabilize and solidify your new expansion phase. That would mean how you want to serve, what kind of life you want, the habits you want to create, and all that stuff, okay? So these are the blessings that your Ascended Master Teacher wants you to know that they're sending to you, okay? Some of you may be like, how is this a blessing? Well, some of them may sound like challenges, but always, this is how I always see it, okay? Every challenge comes with material for you to digest, so you have more depth, you have more wisdom that are embodied. I wouldn't say just understanding, it's embodied wisdom because you have walked the path. So that itself is a blessing because you wouldn't have that if you didn't have the capacity to digest it, okay? So this is your reading pile number 2. If this reading resonated, subscribe, like, and share your experience below. This is a group reading, a reflection of the collective energy. If you want clarity on your personal situation, solely focus on you, your energy, and your path forward without noise, book a private psychic, intuitive, and channel guidance session with me at www.illuminationlady.com. If you're ready for a deeper restorative and energetic realignment, you can also book a Maitreya Ascension Energy Healing session with me at www.illuminationlady.com. Pile number 2, I wish you the best of luck in your ascension process and in your new phase of being of service. And I wish you the best of luck in your spiritual awakening. Blessings. Hello, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. Today we'll be focusing on your expansion path ahead. Okay, so with this, we will start with how you can be of service. Let's start. 3 of Angels, clarification. Okay, so this is basically 3 of Swords, okay? My dear pile number 3, what I'm getting here is the way you serve, okay, is about clarifying things for people who are going through their own let's say, like their own tornado of confusion and disclarity, because you are someone who has sat with yourself and really observed all aspects within you and outside of you. When I say that, it means that you may be someone who has like gone through a lot of turbulent inner conflict, be it emotional, mental, or spiritual situations, but you have trained yourself, or you have come to a state where you are like very centered, and you are able to see through the truth, and you have shifted your perspective into a level where all these noise does not affect you. You just see them as just like the trees leaves swaying, that kind of level of perspective that you have about like situations. So the way of how you serve is you show people who come to you for service or for help, is you show them methods on how they could practice that, or you just simply be in your frequency and they will naturally learn to adapt with that. So that would be your gift. And with that gift, ooh, Ace of Stars, creation. Wow, that's like Ace of Wands. And with that gift, okay, what happens is that you clarify your frequency, or whatever you're teaching or you're doing is helping people to clarify all that noise out, for them to rise in all this emotion that they're going through and find their new beginnings. And these so-called new beginnings has to do with a dream that is almost like the potential of their soul's highest level of service, or like potential, where they can create and be of service. So it could be like, for example, people who are like awakening. Yeah, and then they may like want to do energy healing work related, or they, it doesn't have to be that even. It could be just a dream that they have, and they have all these limitations, these noises within them that is holding them back from making their own dreams come true. You have this way of seeing things and letting those noise like just fall away, like just the rise and fall of things, and you're able to teach them that, like that kind of level of awareness and focus and clarity, for them to spark that creation, the clarity of what they truly desire to create here, and of their highest service. Yeah, so that is one way you can be of service. Wow. King of Stars, an alchemist. Wow, pile number 3, you are something. So you are also having the ability to teach people, okay, to be like the King of Wands, someone who knows how to, well, alchemist, right? Alchemize things, making their dreams come true in a way that is strategic, that is grounded, that makes sense, that can come true, and it's very quick, very fast, very creative. It's like action, it's passion, it's willpower, everything very embodied, okay? And this type of embodiment is not only the physical embodiment. We're also talking about connection with spirituality, okay? We're talking about like channeling, or like making something that is of the higher frequency, bring it down onto earth with such creativity, with such passion, and it can become solidified. That kind of energy is what you could spark, because see, the energy of creation and being an alchemist, right, is like you need both to make things come alive from the ether to here. And you are someone who has gone through that, of course, for sure. Okay. Wow. Page of Hearts. Part of your work also is helping people get in touch with their own heart, the playfulness, the innocence within them, their own inner child, their own playful energy, the energy of creativity, their emotions, their feelings, and everything that is very heart-based, very loving, very forgiveness energy. Yeah, because if you are able to sit through all the turbulence and find forgiveness within yourself, definitely you are someone who also have that frequency, has went through that. You have, how to say, the potential to bring that out of your, how to say, your clients or your students or whatsoever. Yeah, so it's getting very much in touch with inner child, or even with animals even. Yeah, like helping them reconnect with nature or their natural self when they are very innocent and young. Wow, 9 of Angels. 9 of Angels, like 9 of Swords. So some of your students or clients may be very, what to say, attached or very lost or very confused with a lot of mental thinking overload, and it's kind of like draining them out to the point it's so heavy for them. They're kind of like, we're gonna give up soon. That kind of look, like you see how pale this lady is like she's gonna knock out soon. That amount of exhaustion that she's going through. Yeah, so it's quite a heavy energy. You have the ability of being like this angel, of like supporting them through that process, but of course they have to be responsible in waking up and going through the process of shedding off all these unneeded, unnecessary worries and anxieties. Okay, so probably your clients are someone or somebody who experiences anxiety a lot, and they kind of lost their own spark, they lost their flame, they couldn't see the truth, they cannot recall what their inner light, their inner joy, their emotions are anymore. Okay, so this is where you come in, right? You're like the guardian of like clarification, you're the guardian of like clarity, of like new beginnings, of like cutting all this like nonsense thought out. That's the frequency that you have. No bullshit. Okay. So clients come through with this. In the end, what they will learn, okay, is about acceptance and inner harmony. This is very familiar card. If you go back to the part 1 reading that I made, also for pile number 3, one of the expansion experience that you're going through, I believe it's the second card, is where this goddess of mercy is also holding a lotus. This is pretty much that kind of energy I'm getting, right? It's like everything around you is very noisy, and it's okay because your inner clarity, your own stillness, your own light, your own compassion is very strong, very still. Nothing outside can shake or waver you out from that. And that is your gift of light, actually. So because you sat through all that kind of like hardships, right? So you have learned to find harmony and acceptance. And the so-called harmony and acceptance has nothing to do with you avoiding, has nothing to do with you avoiding or minimizing conflicts or whatsoever, but it's about shifting the perspective into a level where like unconditional love, this might sound like very pretty much out there, but it's like it's coming from a place of compassion, that you understand that people or the noise around you, some people have to go through that, and it has nothing to do with you. Okay, you just only focus your own inner clarity, your own harmony, and that's it. And it's about you shifting your perspective that it is so, and that's the way it is. And it's not giving up. It is not, it's more like you don't make it like, you do not bring the burden onto yourself, like carrying it for others. There's none of that, because you understand that every souls out there have their own divine timing of waking up. And your sole responsibility is you keeping your light, keeping your frequency, keeping your love and compassion, self-love and self-compassion as pure as you can at your current level of cultivation. And with that, it is like unconditional love in a way that everything else melts away, that it cannot affect you. Yeah, man, this guy looks like Jesus. Yeah. So it's about you have the ability to demonstrate that and maybe teach it or maybe just share that frequency for people to wake up. Okay. And with that, okay, this is pretty much here. Okay. And with that is the union of two hearts, where the inner masculine and feminine energy of that individual has found harmony, has found union. That's like the highest like level of self-love that you have probably mastered or you are in the process of mastering it and you are making great progress with it. That's why you're able to, well, be of service to people to this level of this radical level of self-love, man. Goodness. It's all about the heart and feelings and emotions and be very accepting. Even if something comes up to you that may appear to be dark, you're okay with it being it because your line of boundaries is so clear and you are fine with it existing the way it is because everything that exists has its own sole purpose, rhyme and reason. And you're okay with it. Okay. And it's like you just do you in your lane. They do them in their lane. That kind of thing. And your boundaries is strong enough with the power of love that you don't allow it to come into you and affect you. They can pass you by, but it's not gonna affect you. That kind of self-love we're talking about, that kind of divine and unconditional love and radical love and wow, inspiration that you have to be of service. Yeah. And this also confirms that you are somebody who really, really had a challenging experience, but you have overcome them. So, yeah, pile number 3, that is your current expansion path forward. Now, let's see what your Ascended Master Teacher has advised for you in regards to your expansion, okay? Number 1 here. Karma. Think good thoughts, say nice things, do good for others. I'm going to change this a bit, okay? Karma, it just means habits, okay? So if you have good habits of thinking good things and good habits of saying things from compassionate place and good habit of doing good for yourself and for others, then you are building positive frequency and energy in your field, in your reality, okay? And that's how you got yourself this far. You're amazing. Okay, next. Be selective in your battles. Sometimes peace is better than being right. And that is very true because it's all about harmony, right? So how does battle happen? Battle happens when someone or both sides is trying to prove that somebody is right. But everybody's perception is always subjective depending on where they are in their life, what they're going through. So many different factors, okay? So like this card says, peace is better than being right. When we say peace, it's like it comes from a place of compassion. It's not avoiding and it is not like suppressing or repressing yourself. It's just that, oh, you know where you stand. You know where the other person stands. There is no union in the space or purpose of interacting. Then let it be. You don't need to waste your energy and try to prove anything because there's nothing to prove. There's nothing, no reason for you to prove anything. What truly matters is your own acceptance, your own inner harmony, right? And that's all that matters. You let them go. They have their own pace and time of their own growth. If you have a family that loves you, a few good friends, food on your table, and a roof over your head, you are richer than you think. Wow. This is all about being very grateful for what you have currently. And this is really an abundant energy, okay? This is where like the present matters. So the past is not important because it's already happened, okay? The future is something that is tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen. So we focus on the present, okay? And that leads to us no need anxiety. Okay, we focus on the present, what we have, and from there we can create whatever we need to create. Remember that sometimes not getting what you want is a wonderful stroke of luck. And that is very true. Okay? Because believe it or not, things behind the veil or whatever it is that's in the ether that your spirit team is working out, the universe has a grand plan for you. If things don't come, okay, in a certain way that you expect, it's because it's not yet the divine timing for it. And you are like being protected in some way, shape, or form. So that is a stroke of luck. Whatever that happens, there's always a reason, okay? So it's require us to have trust, have patience, and to just focus on the present on what we need to do, okay? Do good for other, it will come back in unexpected ways. Well, it's very straightforward, isn't it? Pretty much this related to habits. Create good habits and your world, your reality will emit that back. What you think, you become. What you feel, you attract. What you imagine, you create. So this is pretty much like reminding you about your own frequency, okay? Be very mindful, be very aware of your own self, energy, frequency, vibration, all that, you know that, okay? We understand that sometimes when you go through this transition or your expansion, it can be uncomfortable, and sometimes the past comes echoing up, but we do our best to be aware of our thoughts, okay? And how we feel, because that will bring it into reality. Happiness will never come to those who fail to appreciate what they have. So pile number 3, you are actually pretty well provided by the universe is what I'm getting. Because it may be that you have a certain expectation about how certain things should go. So let go of that, make room, okay? Make room for flexibility, for the universe to be creative and surprise you as well, okay? And focus on appreciating what you currently have. Be grateful. Once again, it's a reminder card. Again, be grateful, be grateful. Last one here says, ships don't sink because of the water around them. They sink because of the water that gets into them. Now that's all about boundaries, guys. Don't let what is happening around you get inside and weigh you down. That has everything to do with this card. There. She is maintaining her ship, her boundaries, okay? She's focusing on her inner light to the best that she can. Because if she actually allow all of this to really trap her, okay, then she gets weighed down. And then harmony and acceptance and union of both masculine and feminine energy, it's not going to work out, okay? So you just do your best. Every day is a new school day, okay, guys? Now let's see, blessings from your Ascended Master. What messages they have for you in regards to that? Good fortune. Trust in your skills and your talent. They are the keys to the bright future. A piece of valuable advice, a moment of clarity, or a comforting message is headed your way. Everything is aligning in your favor and success is within reach. So, yeah, if everything's aligning to your favor, that means whatever comes will come at divine timing, okay? So you got to be patient, okay? Always appreciate what you currently have. So it's a lot of celebration there. Good times. You are deserving affection, relaxation, and joy. Open up to your family, friends about your feelings, and you'll find everyone aligned and working together harmoniously. Many people are cheering for you. When you spread love, it returns to you multiplied. Wow, pile number 3. The blessing here, what I see is that if you allow, okay? And that means you share your beauty, your gifts, or even just authentically you, even during the times that you may feel that it's kind of difficult. And that would mean that you're sharing vulnerability in a healthy way. You are giving permission for the universe to send you help. You are also opening up to welcoming possibilities, okay? Possibilities for things to work out for you. So good times around you. And definitely it means that you are allowing your reality to shift. People around you are coming towards you. Next one, commitment. This is pretty much this one, okay? Commitment and union. Living with honesty and light every day is powerful to cultivate a peaceful and meaningful life. Embrace truth, unlock solutions and comfort. Let go of worries by expressing your emotions authentically and regularly. Open your heart to the future because the best is yet to come. So when we say commitment here, okay, is commitment to yourself. Matrimony, this one. Okay, this one. The marriage to yourself. The marriage of between your divine masculine and divine feminine. This is the commitment. The commitment that you have been focused on since the beginning of your journey until now. Okay, of you taking care of yourself, knowing how to love yourself, practicing that every single day. And believe it or not, you're different every day. And that requires commitment of you picking you every day. Oh, intuition. Messages are coming for you, that's for sure. Realize your long-held ideas. You're on the right path to turning your dreams into reality. The right people, circumstances, and resources are coming together to support you. Happiness and new opportunities are within reach. Trust the journey and have faith in the process. And that requires you to tune in to your intuition, okay? Because the universe is so creative. They will send you like surprises here and there. So tune into that for everything to fall into place for you. Wow, my God. 111 and quadruple ones. Wish come true. The lucky break is on the way. This could manifest as joyful news, transformative experiences, for sure, with all that you are serving. you doing that work, yeah, definitely transformation. New opportunities for exciting new relationship. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time. This isn't mere coincidence. It's a gift from fate. Embrace this blessing and be open to the wonderful changes it will bring into your life. So be patient. Whatever you are meant to experience will come, be it a smooth one or a not so smooth one. Everything is a blessing, okay? But I feel it's going to be a smooth and nice one for you. Oh, you are definitely protected. 4 is the number of stability. As you're going through your transformation, okay, you're required of courage. So here it says, prepare for the blessings you've been waiting for. They're on their way. You are born for a higher purpose. Focus your energy on your goals and trust the universe will align the right people, opportunities, and resources to realize your dreams. What can I say? It's very straightforward. Everything I read so far, okay, pound number 3 is that you are so darn supported by the universe. Everything that you need is coming towards you, be it people, relationship, new beginnings, whatever it is all coming. Okay, once again, wonderful opportunity. Ooh, you have to be persistent as well, okay? Focused, persistent, diligent with where you're heading spiritually, okay? And all areas of your life, of course. And with that, it would mean that you're aligning with the frequency of your highest of good, okay? So, when it arises, take immediate action to embrace it. Additionally, a loving partnership or epic romance may be on the horizon. Maintain your persistence and welcome the positive transformations coming your way. Wow. Very exciting for you, huh? Pile number 3. Wow. Look at the numbers that are repeating is crazy here. 111, another 111, 444, and here's 333. Social skills. The challenges you're facing today will eventually fade away. Your guardian angels are encouraging you to stay positive as your luck may soon turn for the better. Now is the time to harness your magnetic energy and inspiring personality. Just be mindful not to let your ego take control. Okay, the social skills, what I'm hearing is about your social skills with yourself. Maybe the self-critique voice can sometimes come in and kind of like fluff your feathers, okay? So we come back to this card again, reminding you about acceptance and harmony. The ego can continue to chew and do whatever dramatic, but it does not shake you, okay? So it's kind of like you making friends with that noisy part of you. Just let it rise and let it fall, all right? Now the last blessing. Oh, wow. Of course. all this whole journey, you definitely need a lot of compassion, a lot of healing, renewal, and mercy. So it says, your beliefs and assumptions are validated, showing that you are on the right path. Embrace your talents and gifts, using them to benefit both the world and your own prosperity. Serve others with kindness and generosity as your potential is boundless. Pile number 3. I am speechless with the amount of blessings that's coming your way. And wow, the level of work that you're putting into for yourself and for this world. It's a very beautiful and very inspiring and very amazing. You have my highest, how do you say? I just really respect you. That's all I can say. It's a lot. And thank you so much for your service. Truly, truly, pile number 3. My most sincere, kind wishes of compassion and love towards you and your service and your unwavering strength and commitment to the level of work that you do. And I wish you the best of luck. And I know that everything I had for you will fall into place. And yeah, I wish you the best of luck from the bottom of my heart. Level pile number 3. Please take care and lots of love. Okay? Blessings.